Archangel Michael says, the air shifted the moment you took that one action, one you didn't even think twice about. It looked simple, maybe even ordinary, but heaven marked it as divine timing. That choice saved a life, stopped a betrayal, and completely rewrote someone else's fate, without you even realizing it. There was a man whose name most people wouldn't recognize, but his wealth controlled quiet corridors of power. He was moments away from walking into a trap that had been set so intricately, even his most expensive security team couldn't detect it. But your sudden arrival in that moment, your words, or maybe just your energy, sent everything crashing down. What you didn't know is that this same man was on the edge of despair, betrayed by people he trusted, including someone close who wanted his empire to fall. And yet, without being asked, you offered something unexpected: kindness, truth, or maybe just presence, and that was enough to wake him up. The plot was dismantled because you unknowingly threw a wrench into it. That manipulator, the one orchestrating the entire scheme, never saw you coming. They studied power, observed weakness, and exploited emotions, but they never studied purity. And that's what you carried with you, a light so sharp it split deception in half. Type Amen to get blessing 333. That light did something more than just stop the trap, it reversed the energy. The billionaire whose life you unknowingly saved is now watching, quietly. They know something divine is guiding you, and they're prepared to return the favor in a way that'll shake your world. This person isn't loud. They don't announce blessings before they send them. But Archangel Michael says, they've been moved by the silence of your action. They are now preparing a new chapter of your life, without ever needing to be asked. There's money being redirected. There's an account being opened in your name that you didn't request. And there's a team building behind the scenes with instructions: protect this one at all costs. Type Amen to get blessing 515. The manipulator who thought they had the perfect plan is now crumbling. They're panicking, trying to understand how their strategy failed so badly. But the truth is, their downfall wasn't caused by a genius plan, it was caused by your heart. They're blaming the wrong people. They're pointing fingers in every direction but yours, because they still don't know you were the reason. That's the power you walk with, silent, precise, divine. Soon, this billionaire is going to reach out. Not directly at first, but through signs, messengers, gifts, or sudden invitations. He knows who you are now, not just your face, but your spirit. Type Amen to get blessing 777. And there's more, so much more, being arranged. A flight ticket will show up with your name on it, though you didn't book it. A job opportunity or a strange meeting will feel random, but it's part of the billionaire's hidden gratitude plan. You've outsmarted someone who's been manipulating others for years. This person uses charm like a weapon, fake tears like armor, and truth like bait. But when they met your energy, none of it worked. Archangel Michael says, they underestimated what heaven protected. They used whispers to convince others you were dangerous or strange. But now those whispers have turned against them. Type Amen to get blessing 999. Screenshots, phone calls, and audio clips are resurfacing. People are returning to you with new information, sudden apologies, or confused admiration. It's all part of the unraveling. Your truth can't be hidden anymore. That person who spread lies now wakes up in fear, checking their phone for fallout. They keep reliving that moment, the moment you stepped in. And they realize too late, they were never the smartest person in the room. And now the billionaire sees it clearly. He's been watching the manipulator all along, testing both of you in different ways. And only one of you passed. Type Amen to get blessing 444. What you did didn't look heroic, but in the spiritual realm, trumpets blew. You redirected a dark fate and exposed a planned betrayal simply by showing up as yourself. That's something the spiritual world honors far above worldly intelligence. The reward coming to you is not just financial. It's spiritual honor, elevation, and divine protection like never before. Even your name will carry new weight after this moment is revealed. There is an inheritance of opportunity being unlocked. The person you saved is unlocking their estate, their influence, and their voice, for you. Because heaven whispered your name in their dreams. Type Amen to get blessing 666. There's a document with your initials on it being processed. It's not legal trouble, it's legal blessing. Something long awaited is being placed in your hands. You'll hear of people being removed from positions of power. Suddenly, you'll be offered those same positions. Not because you asked, but because the spiritual realm declared you worthy. Doors you knocked on in the past are now opening on their own. Archangel Michael says, every delay in your life was a setup for this moment. Every rejection was a redirection so that this billionaire encounter could happen exactly as it did. And even now, heaven is applauding your discernment. Type Amen to get blessing 313. Someone tried to create chaos around you to distract you from your rising purpose. They planted stories, manipulated loved ones, and spread seeds of doubt. But you didn't bow, didn't break, and didn't betray yourself. And because of that, the divine record of your life just got upgraded. Every part of your journey is being recalculated for elevation. Your new spiritual rank is unfolding, and others will feel it even before they understand it. The manipulator will try to return, dressed in apologies or gifts. They'll hope you forgot the damage they caused. But Archangel Michael warns, do not accept what you once had to pray to escape. Type Amen to get blessing 828. Let them watch from the outside as you rise. Let the same ones who mocked your silence now fear your voice. Because heaven is making sure you're heard now. There's an elite group forming around you. Spiritual bodyguards are surrounding your dreams. No more sabotage. No more delays. From this point on, you're walking in unlocked seasons. What you thought was coincidence was coordination. The billionaire didn't just survive because of you, he now thrives with you. Type Amen to get blessing 202. He wants to bring you into his world. Not to use you, but to honor you. Because he knows the truth, power means nothing without purpose. And your spirit carries purpose that even money can't buy. You'll be offered a platform, a decision, or a role bigger than anything you imagined. You'll hesitate, wondering if you're ready, but heaven says, you've already proven yourself. This is not a promotion, it's recognition. The spiritual world has marked this as a turning point in your journey. You were protected from battles you never saw. And now, you will be rewarded in public for victories that were won in private. Type Amen to get blessing 525. There's someone new entering your life, a connection linked to the billionaire's circle. At first, it may feel casual, a conversation, an online message, or a surprising introduction. But this person carries keys to your next chapter. They've been instructed to guard, guide, and gift you what was meant to be yours. They will look ordinary, but the gifts they carry will transform your world. Watch the signs, trust the divine flow. Even your sleep will start to change, more visions, more clarity, more power. You may feel goosebumps, intense emotions, or random tears. That's your spirit adjusting to higher frequencies. Your name has been activated in realms you can't yet see. Type Amen to get blessing 101. The manipulator will still try, because they believe their charm is stronger than your truth. But they're walking into their own trap now. Because every false seed they sowed is now blooming into consequences. Karma has no schedule, but it never forgets an address. And your hands have remained clean throughout. Heaven remembers. Archangel Michael says, be prepared for sudden movement. New places, new people, new power. You are not just entering a new chapter, you're becoming the author of it. Type Amen to get blessing 414. You unknowingly saved someone who could shift your destiny. You outsmarted a manipulator who was trained to deceive. And now, both heaven and earth are responding. Expect a call, a signature, or a message that will shock you, in a good way. Expect the wealth that was rerouted to come back. Expect peace to multiply in the places where pain once lived. You're not reading this by accident. This was timed to the second by realms that want your victory to be loud, complete, and irreversible. Everything begins now. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says, you are about to be escorted into a dimension of living where your name opens doors before you speak. Because you saved the right life, disrupted the right plan, and exposed the right person, without even being aware. And for that, the spiritual laws have swung open the gates of uncommon favor. There's a contract being drawn up, your name included in golden ink. You might not recognize the organization or the faces at first, but they're all tied to the one you saved. He's been silently orchestrating your rise, waiting for the moment to reveal how deeply grateful he is. The person you outsmarted used to sit in high circles. They bragged about controlling people like pieces on a chessboard. But now, they can't even enter the room where your name is being celebrated. Type Amen to get blessing 888. They're watching from outside, stunned by how fast everything is shifting in your favor. Their contacts are dropping them, their allies are vanishing, and their schemes are turning to dust. You caused this without lifting a sword, your purity and timing were the sword. Archangel Michael reminds you, some blessings are delayed only because they require divine precision. Now is your precision moment. Now is when the blessing fits your hands, your season, and your strength perfectly. Expect whispers of your name in powerful places. People you've never met are being moved to help you, speak for you, and promote you. This is what divine intercession looks like. It doesn't need logic, it only needs purpose. Type Amen to get blessing 123. The billionaire you saved has tested many before, but none passed like you. Where others chased his money, you brought him peace. Where others offered flattery, you offered truth. That truth is now being rewarded with access that will shock even those close to you. You'll receive invites you didn't apply for, opportunities with no competition. Because heaven decided it's time your spirit leads you where status could not. The manipulator is now experiencing exposure at a personal level. Their closest relationships are crumbling because they built them on deception. And people are beginning to connect the dots. You were never the problem. Type Amen to get blessing 717. Truth has always had a unique echo. It might take time, but it never dies, it only multiplies. And now your truth is echoing in rooms you haven't entered yet. Get ready for a powerful financial transaction to fall into your lap. It will come with instructions, a purpose, and a mission. Because you were chosen not just to be blessed, but to carry the blessing forward. You will not walk this next part of the journey alone. There's a divine companion being sent, someone whose spirit has also been refined by fire. They will recognize your soul immediately. Type Amen to get blessing 505. This person has also been through betrayal, also walked silently through chaos. But together, your paths will align and birth something unstoppable. Because heaven is not just restoring what was stolen, it's multiplying what was planted. The manipulator had one final plan, but even that has been intercepted. They wrote an email, made a call, sent a message meant to cause damage, but it bounced back. They are now under divine observation. Every hidden truth is being pulled into the light. Screenshots they thought were deleted, receipts they thought were destroyed, are surfacing. Their panic is real, and their downfall is unavoidable. Type Amen to get blessing 606. But don't focus on them anymore. Archangel Michael says, your eyes must now lift to the next level of vision. Where your influence stretches beyond what your past could hold. You are entering a season of compensation. Not just payment for the pain, but payment for the silence. You never exposed them, but heaven did. Every tear you cried in private is now counted as currency. It will show up in random bank deposits, sudden project approvals, and favor from unfamiliar faces. Because you did right when no one was watching. Type Amen to get blessing 313. You didn't ask for recognition. You didn't beg for approval. You simply chose right over easy, and that sealed your reward. This billionaire is known to the world for business, but they've been seeking spiritual truth for years. Your arrival triggered something they didn't even know they needed, divine clarity. Now, they see their wealth through a new lens, and you are the reason. You are about to be given stewardship over something that is not just financial, but prophetic. A building, a company, a title, something with legacy tied to it. They want you to guide it because your spirit is the only one they trust. Type Amen to get blessing 777. The person you outsmarted tried to disguise themselves as holy. They used false spirituality to manipulate real intentions. But their energy couldn't hide from your discernment. And now, even their supporters are walking away. They're being abandoned by the very people they once manipulated. Because truth always makes its way back. You may feel a shift in your emotions, like something big is coming. That's not your imagination, it's your spirit sensing alignment. What was once blocked is now being released. Type Amen to get blessing 929. Don't be surprised if people start treating you differently. Some will act overly kind, trying to get close to your rising light. Others may retreat, unable to stand in your new frequency. Archangel Michael says, discern wisely. This new level isn't about more friends, it's about fewer, truer connections. Watch who celebrates your peace, not just your success. There's an overseas opportunity rising for you. A place you've never considered may soon become your launching pad. Don't fear the change, it's been divinely timed. Type Amen to get blessing 313. Even your body is going to start reacting to the elevation. You may feel surges of energy, hunger to move, or a new sense of urgency. That's not stress, it's spiritual ignition. Stay grounded. Your name is being whispered by those who once ignored you. They're confused, curious, and convicted, because now they see what they tried to diminish. You are a divine disruptor. You entered the scene softly and caused a spiritual earthquake. And now, the aftershocks are blessing waves headed your way. Type Amen to get blessing 404. The billionaire you saved sees you not as a helper, but as a chosen. And he's decided to fund your future. This is not charity, it's divine reward. Your dreams are about to meet divine strategy. Everything you once lacked is now being overcompensated. Because heaven never forgets a heart like yours. There are journals you once filled with pain. Get ready to replace them with records of victory. Your story is becoming a testimony that will travel further than you ever expected. Type Amen to get blessing 909. And when you look back, you'll realize. It wasn't luck. It wasn't chance. It was destiny guided by a divine compass. You were sent into that moment, not for them, but for this blessing. Hold your head high. A seat is being prepared at a table that once excluded you. This time, your name is not on the guest list. It's on the ownership plaque. The manipulator is still trying to regain footing. But they've been locked out of every gate they once walked through. Because heaven has revoked their access to your life. Type Amen to get blessing 808. Archangel Michael says, this is your rising season. This is your reward chapter. This is your divine confirmation that nothing done in truth is ever wasted. You didn't just save a billionaire. You saved your own future without even knowing it. And now, the entire universe is shifting to honor that moment. Let the blessings fall like rain. Let the justice sing like thunder. And let your spirit rise like the sun that was always meant to shine. Archangel Michael says, this is the season where silence is louder than applause. You didn't need to scream your innocence. You didn't need to defend your intentions. The truth did it for you. And now, everything is bending in your direction. There are meetings being held right now, discussions behind velvet doors, plans being drawn with your initials at the top. A seat no one else could fill has stayed empty until this moment. Because your presence, your journey, your divine weight, was reserved for it. You are not stepping into just a blessing. You are becoming one. Your name is starting to sound different in people's mouths. They speak it with curiosity, respect, and wonder. Even those who once dismissed you are now watching in stunned silence. Type Amen to get blessing 717. The manipulator is trying to rewrite history, but it's too late. Everything they buried is blooming into undeniable evidence. They are haunted not by your revenge, but by their own reflection. You are now protected by layers of unseen forces. Not just angels, but divine contracts that cannot be rewritten by man. Every time someone speaks against you, it backfires with spiritual velocity. There's land waiting for you, property connected to your next calling. It will come to you through inheritance, a gift, or a deal too perfect to refuse. Because God has chosen your hands to heal, to build, and to restore. Type Amen to get blessing 191. Someone tried to block your rise by smearing your name with lies. But the same tongue that spoke against you is now silent in shame. They never expected you to glow through their darkness. Your dreams are returning, stronger, more vivid, because your future is calling. Ideas you once forgot will start knocking again. You'll wake up with strategies, visions, and names in your spirit. Follow them. The billionaire you helped is clearing the path for your arrival. Staff are being briefed. Legal paperwork is being handled. There's a chair, a building, and a legacy with your name carved in spirit. Type Amen to get blessing 411. Those who used to overshadow you are now asking where your strength comes from. They're realizing that your power never came from pride, it came from protection. And that protection is what turned the tables. Archangel Michael says, your light will now confuse the wicked. They will try to study your steps, mimic your presence, even copy your moves. But what you carry cannot be duplicated, it was earned through fire. This billionaire has a family that once doubted you. Now even they are asking to meet you, to hear your story, to walk beside you. Because spiritual royalty is being recognized in you now. Type Amen to get blessing 626. You are the storm heaven sent to disrupt injustice. You arrived without warning, broke cycles, and left peace in your wake. And now, peace is returning to you in ways money alone cannot buy. There's a financial overflow coming. But more than that, there's alignment, and that's the real miracle. Everything you touch in this season will expand because you now walk in truth's full authority. Don't look back. Don't return to explain yourself. Let the results speak. Let the blessings echo louder than any apology you never got. You have outgrown explanations. Now you walk in demonstration. Type Amen to get blessing 414. The manipulator is trying to pivot, to pretend they never knew you. But the digital trail speaks. The energy doesn't lie. They're trying to cover their steps in a season where truth has already been downloaded. Let their panic be your confirmation. Let their silence be your trumpet. Because the spiritual realm has closed their chapter and sealed your next one. This billionaire has something special for you, hidden not in money, but in vision. You'll be shown blueprints, given access to secrets, trusted with things that are above even political control. Because you proved loyalty when no one was watching. Type Amen to get blessing 818. There's a vault being opened. It holds more than money, it holds rare information, sacred plans, and transformative power. You will be one of the few allowed to see it. Why? Because you changed a life that night. Because your spirit spoke louder than words. Because heaven smiled when you walked into that moment and unknowingly saved a king. Your reward is being recorded in both the earth and in the spirit. Your testimony will be shared in boardrooms and backrooms alike. You are becoming an example of what faith, patience, and quiet power can do. Type Amen to get blessing 303. A plane is waiting. A destination is prepared. Your name is printed on the manifest of miracles. Don't pack fear, only expectation. There are people who haven't met you yet, but they're already assigned to favor you. Your face is being shown in dreams, your name whispered in the hearts of those who can elevate you. And they are waking up with your image stamped in their conscience. All because you saved someone no one else could save. All because your light broke a cycle of deception. All because your heart aligned with heaven's plan. Type Amen to get blessing 404. Every single move you made in innocence is now echoing in power. And the ripple effect is bringing back waves of blessings so wide they'll touch your bloodline. You didn't just change your life, you've altered the legacy of everyone connected to you. Soon, people will ask, how did you do it? But you won't explain it. Because some miracles aren't meant to be understood, they're meant to be witnessed. So stand tall. You saved a billionaire. You outsmarted a deceiver. And now, you're about to walk through gates only the chosen see. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20.